Rushcart, it's something that you got in this part of the world, the Pennine districts down into Manchester, at Wakes time, which is like the annual mill holidays, usually August time, July, August time. And back in the day, you used to get rush bearing ceremonies, which is taking rushes up to church at a time when the church had an earthen floor, so you put the rushes down. And over time it became more elaborate, and Saddleworth being a bunch of different villages, they all started getting competitive about it and building things like this to make it more impressive. Biggest rush cart, the most people pulling it, the most impressive Morris dancing that went with it. We all got pulled up to the church up at St Chad's, and that was also on Wake Saturday, which in Saddleworth was second Saturday after the 12th of August. So that was still the day that we do it now. So it's the old Wakes Week. So that's what it is. It's a Wakes celebration, basically. It's kind of unique to this part of the world.
That's fantastic. So what are we expecting to see this particular weekend? What's going to be happening around the villages?
Well, you're going to see 200 people pulling that thing around. So we're starting in Upper Mill, going up to Greenfield in the morning, back here, up to Delve, Dobcross, and then back through to Upper Mill. So we set off here about 10ish, back here for about 6:30, 7. And we dance in all the villages. And we got, I think, 22 Morris teams here this year from all around the country. And they're coming along to help us pull it around, so we're putting them to work, obviously. But dancing as well. So it's basically like a Morris weekend where we'll get all our friends together, have a bit of a dance out. But it's also traditional for Saddleworth, so it's part of the local history.
That's in Greenfield. Go back here.
You see it off and it comes back. Get off the road for a few minutes, please. Don't let it up yet. It's got to go where it's got to go. Keep going!
I think it's important to sustain English culture whilst also incorporating elements of other cultures as well, and you know, not being exclusionary in our, you know, Englishness.
Well, it's an old custom. It's an ancient custom. It goes back to prehistory. Earliest accounts is in the 1400s, so it probably existed before then. What you're seeing here is a later form of Morris dancing. Saddleworth and the team on with her Northwest tradition. That comes a bit later, but there's no nation like the English that knows less about their own culture and customs. We were talking to a guy yesterday in a pub who lives 2 miles from where all this goes on, and he knew nothing about it, which is virtually unbelievable. And people bang on about us losing our English culture, but they don't know what their English culture is because they're 2 miles away and they know nothing about it.
I think that it is quite important because it's a tradition which I hope doesn't die out. I hope it carries on. We've noticed with the Mersey Morris that they are getting a lot of younger people taking part now. And they're not called Mersey Morris men anymore, they're called Mersey Morris. And so they incorporate the ladies, but the ladies do have their own group on Merseyside called the Mockbeggar Morris dancers, and that's just a ladies group, and also very popular. It's nice to go and be entertained, and occasionally you can join in with one of their dances if you're capable, that is. I can't because I suffer from gravity. I can't get off the ground.
My name is Peter Ashworth, the founder member of the Saddleworth Morris Men, and the daft idea of starting a rush cart. So as a bunch of our lads, weren't that many in them days, we got together and we built a rush cart, being inspired some of the old vets from the First World War who were around for the old original rush carts, and they were rum do's in them days. Anyway, yeah, so we got it going again. But I'll never forget the time, the first one we built. And we're in the commercial yard where all traditionally it's been built, always. There's a break in 1903, you know, the 3-year break. That was the first break, they said, for 800 years. So it's, you know, quite old. So anyway, the first one, we built it. We got lads to pull it out, and the old timers were there watching us pull it out. I wanted the other one said to him, "That's not like one." But we got better since. Well, yeah, I hope the event does continue. It is the oldest custom tradition in Saddleworth. I know we're the brass bands, but it's fantastic. Don't get me wrong. We're not competing with them whatsoever. They're brilliant. Greatest free show on earth, brass bands. Anyway, but just hope it carries on as long as it possibly can. So we keep young lads joining the team, getting enthusiasm about it. Keep it going.
I don't know if you know much about rush carts, but years ago there used to be hundreds of them, and it was all about taking rushes to the church and whatnot. Years ago they used to do it every annually. They used to change the rushes in the church floor because the rushes are a little bit antiseptic and stuff, and it kept the floor, the compacted earth floors clean and whatnot. So each year they used to change them, and it made a bit of a thing of it. Go back far enough, they used to have church ales and sort of a bit of dancing, and church ale made money for the church and whatnot, and they used to take the rushes to the church on the rush cart. Well, this is one of the throwbacks to what this was originally about. There are only 3 rush carts still surviving, as this one, Littleborough Rush Cart and Sowerby Bridge. So when somebody from one of the rush carts invites you to dance, you don't say nah. Because it's living heritage, isn't it? You know.
it's Sunday morning of the Rushcart weekend. It was a full-on day yesterday. Very tiring for these guys, I reckon. They're pulling that cart from village to village, but yeah, they did it and did it well. So this morning, I believe they're assembling here at the commie. They're going to perform some more Morris dancing and then head up the hill towards the church, St Chad's Parish Church here in Uppermill, where I believe the rushes get laid on the floor as per tradition of the Rushcart Festival. So we'll follow along and see what's going on.
You realise every time I think cold, I'm like, shh. Don't ever let it forget.
Well, it's a good weekend because there's no badness about it. It's all, everyone's really friendly. From when they start off in the square, they're all together. They're all pushing and pulling and exchanging. They've seen people they haven't seen for 12 months, and I think that the atmosphere of the Saturday is good. It's all sort of dancing and gleeful. Then on the Sunday, when people come here, it's a little more thoughtful because we've got all the Rushcart banners from over the years, and I think people like to look round them and appreciate what's happened in the time since we've had the resurrected Rushcart. And I love the photographs of the banner in the doorway of the church with the old Rushcarts, and there's one in what is now Oldham Road. It used to be High Street, Upper Mill, which is opposite my house, which wasn't built then. I think it's 1895 that my house wasn't built till 1900. And there seemed to be a lot of people, mostly men, who were involved with the Rushcart then. So I don't know much about what they did then, whether they had a church service, because I've got no record of that. But now it's accepted, and when it's a good day like today, they're dancing outside and they're all cheering one another. And it's lovely. And I do hope it's able to continue. It was only stopped, I think, from the First World War, and it wasn't picked up again. But I think it's important that Whit Friday's never stopped, but Rushcart has stopped, but it's going again, and I want it to continue because it brings that community, not just in Saddleworth, but all around the country. It brings people here to share something with one another. I think they enjoy it. Yeah. We like it. Don't we? Yeah.
We're doing what's known in the Morris world as ad-libbing. The beauty of Morris is Morris lives on the street, and Morris relies on you as a wonderful audience to watch. We've had the most amazing welcome. For years we've thought about coming to Saddleworth, and we look at the map. Saddleworth's up there, and we are down here. And the signs looked, and hasn't done it. And this year we've got a laminated invite from Saddleworth Morris. And when you get a laminated invite, you know you've got to do it. And that is why we are here. Thank you for your welcome, because if you weren't here, there'd be no point in Morris dancing, and there would be every point in us going straight to the pub. Anyway, on with the dancing. On Dartmoor, there are wonderful stone circles where 4,500 years ago there were crazy people that put these massive monuments in the middle of absolutely nowhere. And this town celebrates Scorrel Circle in the middle of nowhere on Dartmoor. You wonder what they did up there. Well, they gathered like this and they celebrated. Imagine yourselves on the open moor 4,500 years ago. This is Stone Circle.
It's gone really well, really well. The sun is out now. It was fine yesterday, but it's no rain, so the weekend's gone fine. Lots of people have come out, as you can see behind me. Some great dancing teams, and yeah, it's gone as good as it can be, I think. Well, yeah, next year's our 50th. It's the 50th Rushcart, so we're thinking that's going to be quite big, really. Lots of teams want to come to that. We're going to have to perhaps cut down on the number of teams that we can have because we can't have too many. But yeah, I think it'll be very special. I think there'll be a lot of representatives from all teams, perhaps. Lots of people interested in the 50th. I think to keep something going like this for 50 years is pretty amazing. To carry it on and have the energy each year to do it. We can't do it without people coming out. We can't do it without teams coming and help us. So as long as they carry on doing that, we'll carry on doing it.